Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity, The White March. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today, as I realized, well, we have enough money with us. We have, 609 currency, which is, that amounts to something. Gold coins, I don't know. And we also leveled up, which means that we're gonna have access to level 2 companions now. So let's increase our, survival, and then it'd be stealth. And I guess I'm gonna go with, let's go with 3 stealth and 1 lore. And, I'm gonna want a vicious aim that reduces range, attack speed, and range, and reload speed, but increases accuracy and range damage. So that is, in a pinch, that ability is gonna allow me to dash a little bit more damage against the tougher enemies that we might face. Aloth is also gonna increase his lore. We can't really increase much more than that because we don't have enough skill points. Gonna increase his survival and athletics could be cool. Now let's increase the survival, that's enough. And I guess we have access to level 2 spells now. That's pretty cool. Level 2 spells are pretty good to have, although I'm not gonna go with 2 right now. Let me see if I remember which one I like. Ray of Fire, I never quite got the handle of it. Rolling Flame is total chaos. I never really understood how to use that one. It basically sends a bowl of flame just going, and killing everyone. Necrotic Lance is pretty much the same thing. No, creates a lance of pure necrotic energy. Actually, no. Yeah, this is not the lightning that I was thinking it was. Let's see. Merciless Gaze. I guess crowd control is really what I want for right now. Fetid Caress. Ugh, don't like that. Curse of Blackened Sight. Okay. Console's Corrosive Siphon. This one is pretty good. This one is pretty good, in fact. It's AoE, it deals a bunch of damage. It is AoE, yeah, although not very large, and is ranged. Let's go with this one. And Combusting Wounds. This one works pretty well, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Slicken, no. Jolting Touch. I don't want level 2 because we only have a certain amount of spells that we can cast per rest, if I remember correctly. And I think I'm gonna go with Fleet Feet. Hopefully this is gonna allow us to relocate a little bit better should things get tough. Although Eldritch Aim, this is on the caster though. Yeah, not really what I want. Let's go with this one, and that's gonna be that. But now for the meaty part, last episode we created Gilladel, our newest addition to the party, our rogue, and she is quite fancy. Look at her, being all nice and well equipped.
Just say the word.
But Kirino, yeah, we're gonna get a new addition to our party, and you're probably not gonna like him. Yeah, it's a man. It's a man. Yeah, I like to hire some help. Okay, so now we have access to level 2 adventurers. They cost 5 coppers. Apparently, yeah, currency points. I have no. It looks like copper, a copper coin. Yeah, but yeah, copper. Yeah, exactly. Hire a level 2 adventurer. That's what we're gonna go for. So, I already built it in between episodes, so you're not gonna have to go through the wall looking after things. And, okay, so, not female. We're gonna go with the male. And it's gonna be a dwarf. Dwarfs are very mighty. They have a debuff for maximum dexterity, but that's not gonna be a real problem. Constitution, that's what I need right now. Both might and constitution are important for me. We're gonna go with a mountain dwarf, although the looks are gonna be a little bit closer to a boreal dwarf. Mountain dwarfs, they have a bonus defense against poison and disease attacks, which is, I guess, better than boreal dwarfs, which aren't really that great because they have an accuracy bonus against wilder and primordial types of enemies. Not really what I want right now. We're gonna go with a fighter, because this is gonna be a tank. A fighter in Pillars of Eternity is much more focused on defense than in attack. If you want an attack, you probably want a barbarian for that. A fighter is more about the sword and shield type. But we're gonna go with a two-handed, but that's not gonna be for right now. For right now, we're gonna go with the fighter. We're gonna go with disciplined barrage because I want accuracy on specific times during the fight. This is once per encounter, which is good. And now let's look at our stats. So our stats are gonna be maximum might. Actually, let me just reduce all this to like so. So I can assign my stats as I like them. So 20 might. This is gonna allow us to deal a bunch of damage, but also healing plus 20. Plus 30% healing, I mean, and plus 20 fortitude. This is gonna be good because he's a tank. Constitution is also something that I'm gonna go for, but not maximum. Constitution will increase your health and endurance, and fortitude as well. But fighters regenerate endurance while they are fighting. So I think our first 30% healing is gonna buff that a little bit. Just a little bit. Dexterity is not really needed. It increases action speed, which is not really necessary for right now, because he's a tank. Perception is kind of needed, but not really that much. I'm gonna give him 12. I'm looking at my second screen just to make sure that I'm going according to my plan. This will give him a bit of interrupt, bit of accuracy, and bit of reflex. Reflex is not really needed because he's gonna want to engage enemies in combat. Interrupt, on the other hand, is very good because he doesn't want people to break off their melee engagements with him. Intellect, not really necessary, but still I'm gonna go with that because will is kind of something that I don't really want. I don't want him paralyzed or anything, so not really a dump stat for me. And resolve, let's see, resolve 18 resolve points. Yeah, there we go. There it is. Concentration, reflection, and will. Concentration is gonna allow. So how likely they are to have their spells and attacks interrupted during combat. Yeah, the attacks, yeah, concentration is important for a fighter. So, and of course, deflection is important for defense. So let's keep going. He's gonna be, let me see, the Living Lands. Where is it? There it is, because it gives him 1+ might. That's always very important. And he's gonna be a colonist. You're not seeing how he's gonna look because I have a special portrait for him, but he's gonna look menacing. Oh yeah, oh yes he is. Let's see, it's the 76th portrait, I should think. No, it is not. It is not. Where is it? You will see it when I find it. There it is. There it is. Again, I got it off the internet. It is a little bit off center. I will correct it if I remember, but we're gonna go with that look. He's gonna look menacing. He's not a great guy, he's not a very conversationalist type of person. He's really that kind of guy that is gonna kick your ass if you look at him funny. Let's see, so 3 hair, there it is. There is the hair, and the facial type, the facial hair is gonna be, if I remember correctly, let me see, so if I, 9. It's the 9th one. There it is. There is it. There it is. Yeah, this one is more of how he looks than anything else. So that is that. His voice is gonna be sinister, of course.
Yes. Now I am the leader of the group.
Yeah. And his name is gonna be Gorgon, because his gaze petrifies people. Yep. And there we have it, a new member to the group, and he is gonna be very important to have right at the front of battle, because he's gonna be our tank. I'm gonna send, yeah, these two are gonna be our party, you know, this one is gonna allow, actually, let me switch this around like so. Yeah, there we have it. Let's level him up, because of course he's a level 2 guy, level 2 dwarf fighter. Is gonna be, so let's see, what should I go for? Athletics? Yeah, let's go with that. Maximum fatigue, let's bring that up. Also I still, yeah, there it is. Okay, next, let's see, talents. Offensive, let's go with weapon focus. Let's see, poleaxe, stoic, stock. What the hell is this stock? Is that like a little sword or something? Flail, wand, boar. Okay, so battle axe, sword. Yeah, battle axe, is a battle axe two-handed? Pretty sure it is. Because I might go with that. Soldier, great sword. Great sword is two-handed, right? I don't remember which weapon is better in this game. Don't really remember. So spear, quarterstaff. Okay. Yeah, I'm either gonna go with soldier or knight. Arquebus, yeah, probably, this is probably better for him. So let's go with weapon focus. Actually, two-handed style, 30% will be. Okay, that's not really what I need. I need this one. Actually, defensive could be a better one. We'll hold the line. Actually, yeah, I think I might go with that one. Because for right now, we're gonna need him to hold the line. Plus shield deflection, not really what I need. Graceful retreat. Nah, hold the line is what he's going for. Oh yeah. And now our party is ready. I do apologize that I didn't get him last episode because I didn't have the time, and also I didn't quite notice that we had leveled up. So let's meet this Animancer that we dreamt of, wherever she is. Oh boy, he looks so menacing. I'm gonna kill you all. Yeah, I need to go there. So where the hell is the guy that was here before? Apparently it went... Oh, there he is. Eder. Caldera de Berenzi. A squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow that sags... Bow? Is that bow? That sags at the tug of her nose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it. You feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that is no worldly dimension, that has no worldly dimension. Yeah, let's reach out for the woman. Oh, so this is basically the same thing that we have experiencing before, except now with a dead body. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new and familiar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there is a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in the wind. You no longer feel from a tree that stands splendid in a misty void. The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so. She smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
Well, I need to understand something that, has happened to me before. She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
So we're a watcher of souls. What exactly is a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how.
Forgotten, huh?
A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. see memories even their honor can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder.
Yeah, so that's what I've that explains what I've seen before while reaching for NPCs around. That's I was looking at the memories of their souls. So what did you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprout from one of her cheeks. Ugh.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
Kadnua. So, well, let's go with this one. How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
So am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
Okay, so I think I survived a bee week. Do you know why that would be? Wait, that's probably the... What's that, what spawned all this new watching abilities that I have right now?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
You said souls break apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
So is Rimergard some like a death god or something that steals parts of the souls when people die? Because she's selling. It's like the first when she first spoke of Rimergard, she it sounded like it was his work in regards to how he studied it. So it could be an emissary of sorts. But apparently it's an influence of some god or something. I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Yeah, but who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
But what happened to you? Well, apart from being hanged. She laughs, her rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing your blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance, a humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
Probably nothing, because the problem is I can spot it already. She's jumping to conclusions from the beginning. I mean, it's not really the part about the gods, but this problem... Is it necessarily a problem with the womb? Is it a poison of the womb, or is it poison of the soul of the child? Or maybe after birth? Well, tell me, what did you find?
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
What exactly is an animancer?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other. Turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid.
The wonders of a scientific approach to a seemingly magical thing as the soul. Yeah, of course.
It's a fascinating science.
Exactly.
A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
So apparently the Valian Republic's kind of got on the bad side of things in regards to the soul science. Well, I had other questions. I don't know if I do, but apparently I do.
Of course, dear.
I don't. I'm sorry. Farewell, Caldara de Beranzi.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the news, and your surroundings seems to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Kirino was granted Crucible of the Soul. What's that? So, Aloth looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. Well, this happens a lot. You'll have to get used to it. He folds his arms. That's good to know, but I don't suppose you could tell me what that was all about. Well, I guess I have to tell you, I'm a watcher. His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that is interesting. And I expect this has something to do with a hooded figure in the ruins, A hooded figure in the ruins. In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Well, do you know anything about watchers? Only that they were rare and that they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions. As you just demonstrated. Well, let us continue on. We got a new quest, the Old Watcher. Travel to Caed Nua. Caed Nua is southeast of Gilded Vale, past the Black Meadow. I will have to travel there if I am to speak with Merwald. Yeah, I need to visit him. Visions and whispers as well. After surviving an explosion... Yeah, what's that? Oh, it's... Yeah, I completed the quest. Okay. I still need to explore this location, though.
17 and a half.
What? What was that? The smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origins, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Oh, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
Huh, so what are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Oh, I figure. Alas, Aloth frowns. Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? Well, apart from the fact that I spent a bunch of time looking at her. He looks at you a moment, his brow arched. His smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
So apparently the noble family here are slack-jawed. Well, do you know what a watcher is? What? Let's go with this one.
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
So what's that supposed to mean? Hey, don't blame me. I don't have a say. You can take my word for that.
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
The war? He says, Saints War, only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incarnation of Eothas, overthrows Red Serras, marches on Deerwood, so we gave him a Deerwood and hello. So what's a Deerwood and hello?
We blew him up.
Oh, just like that. He smiles at this, but it is the smile of one recounting a joke for effect rather than enjoyment. Okay, so who is Eothas? He says, God of rebirth and redemption. Formally, anyhow. Maybe they call him something different where you're from. So I had other questions. Why was your headman hanged? Got involved, he says. Radric sent man down here the other day. Said he had it on good authority someone in town was working with Kolsk, plotting Radric's overthrow. Said who the hell's Kolsk? Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and says it's him. They took him at his word. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Radric, then for protecting me. So who's Kolsk? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now, probably will be till they catch him. What does your town have against you?
Picked the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, and then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the Legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Raedric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Eloth glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. No kidding. No kidding. If you're next to be hanged, what are you doing still here? Drinking mostly, he says. What a fact. I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Wade Wen's legacy started with Wade Wen. Well, if it's his legacy, I mean, probably that's misnomer, but well, we could travel together if you like. Sound like you look like the sort who likes to fight. Where are you headed, he asks. Someplace called Kednua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before.
So that's good that you have the same, that you have an interest in my quest at the very least.
Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
And Allah says there's a fine reason if I ever heard one. Yeah, it is. There it is.
All right then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
Okay, let's go then. Let's get going. We got another friend, and Eder, well, he's a fighter as well. Yes, let's look at him. Let's look. It's a level 1 fighter. He's pretty mighty and pretty good with constitution. He's actually pretty strong, though of course not as strong as Gorgon. But well, we'll see about that later on. He has some abilities, but we'll see about those. Let's level him up. Back to level 3, I guess. Yeah, let's give him some athletics and some survival. Abilities, yeah, I think I'm gonna give him some, I think he heals. I'm pretty sure he heals. Not really sure. Let's give him wound biting. Yeah, let's go with that. I don't really remember, if I'm honest. So next up, I'm gonna give him some athletics and survival. A defender, yeah, I remember this one. This is a pretty good ability. It's actually, I think it's permanent. Yeah, it's just a combat stance. It decreases deflection, but it increases the number of enemies engaged. Although I think, let's see, plus 20% of raises converted to hits. Well, that's actually a pretty good one. This simple, okay, guardian stance plus deflection minus accuracy. Let's give him this one. Try to change our fighter line a little bit. And let's look at our party composition. So, I think it's gonna be like this. And then here and here. So, yeah, I'm gonna bring this one like so. And there it is. We're gonna go with this party composition. But for now, I'm gonna cut the episode right here. We're gonna go back to whatever. I don't really remember the name of that. So to the north, where is it? Valewood. We're gonna go back there because we still have a couple of bears to kill, and we have that place that I need to climb up. But we'll see about that next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pillars of Eternity, The White March. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, feel free to leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye!